I did not profit from that show. I lost a couple of thousand from that show.
Bitch, I'm the man, they gon' follow my lead. Drop a couple bands on a brand new ring. Drop a couple of haters when I splash my way. Nigga gon' crash tryna ride my lane. Fuck that nigga, I'ma pump my brakes. Y'all finna drive off a cliff anyway.
What's going on, everybody? It's your girl Kay, the CEO of Kay's Boutique. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company today. I'm back with an exclusive video. So, okay, everybody wants to know, Kay, how the hell did you start your business? What happened? What exactly happened? Okay, let me start. So, the guy I used to work for, he basically used to go to all these different vendor shows, and he used to sell his products. Basically, I started off just modeling with him. He liked my personality, he liked my drive, and this, that, and the other. When I first met him, I said, you know, I make my own products. And by that time, I was already making my products by hand, and I was kind of selling them to like whoever wanted me to make them for them, but not really like a business, more of like just really a hobby. And I never really realized that that's what I was doing, okay? So when he told me that he made his products, I was like, oh yeah, I make my own products as well. And so when I seen that, I was just like, yeah, this is exactly what I'm trying to do. So I started working with him, whatever, and he was teaching me like a lot of things about like the beauty industry, the different types of ways you can sell. He was definitely teaching me a lot. So pretty much I like grasped underneath his wings, and I became the co-operations manager for his company. And so when I went to all these different beauty shows, I would meet all these different people, and I would meet all these different vendors, and I would like literally like really network my behind off, and people were really trying to figure out who is Kay. This girl, she's always hype. She's always like, you know what I'm saying, grabbing the mic and
1 for 32 for 40.
1 for 32 for 40.
1 for 32 for 40.
Dollars, 20, dollars, 20.
mic and just like really just going at it. So who is this girl? Everybody's trying to figure out who she is, pretty much. So I was really excited about working with him. So after working with him for a minute, I had started like getting interested, really interested into branding my own self and becoming, I guess, bigger than what I was. So I started working on that. And so I was working on that, and I was working for him at the same time, and I also had another job. So I always had jobs. I always had some type of income coming in. And so one day, me and my now fiance, we were talking about basically like what I wanted to do with my business and this, that, and the other. So he brought me a planner and a purse the same week that I had applied for my LLC. Because I had been raving about this purse, and I had been raving about this planner. So I got both of them, and I started my business, and that was like my oomph. So I felt like I was a big girl at that moment. The next beauty show I went to, it was Bronner Brothers. I met one of my vendors there. It was a local vendor, and it's not my current vendor now, but and because I wanted a local vendor, because they didn't have a minimum order quantity, and I wouldn't have to pay shipping, so therefore it was a win-win. Because everybody knows when you're shipping from China, you're starting at base $20 to ship anything. So you're talking about somebody who has not done hair consistently since beauty school, and I was like, I want to say a year and a half, 2 years prior. So I was still kind of iffy about how I wanted to move everything, because I was still primarily modeling and acting, but I wanted to brand myself with the beauty industry as well, because I have my master's in cosmetology. So I need to put my 1530 to use, 1530 hours. So yeah, so I went ahead and I met with the vendor. I loved her off jump. She was telling me about her company. She was telling me where she was located and this, that, and the other. And I just was like, okay, cool. So after that, I was just like, all right, well, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just go ahead. The day he pays me is the day I'm gonna go and buy everything to start my business. And I seen all the different stuff that she had. She had flat iron. She had everything, and I just seen like so many different creates, like my mind goes like this, like it just be on fast go. So if it seems like I'm doing a lot, it's because my mind is operating way faster. Okay, so I was like, all right, cool, let's see what she got. So I ended up buying all the stuff. I think he paid me like $500. So I got $500. I want to say I took half of that money and spent it on like those items, and the rest of it, you know. So at that moment I was so excited, and
Y'all, sometimes in life you don't understand why you're in this place at this time, but just know that everything is happening for a reason. God is working in mysterious ways out here. Like, I can't even believe it.
at that time I was also staying with one of my family members. So I went home showing them or whatever. I was so excited and this, that, and the other. And nobody can really understand how excited you're going to be about starting your business, or how, to react to your excitement. So it was very interesting to see everybody's reaction to me telling them I was going to start this business. And I was going to be selling things. So it was really not taken seriously, which is fine. I don't mind. So after time went on, I ended up moving out and ended up staying in a hotel, and the whole homeless situation and the whole homeless story. That's a story for a whole nother day. But I ended up moving out of my family member's house, and I ended up pretty much starting over from the ground up. And around that time is when I also found out that I was not only starting over from the ground up, I was also pregnant. So a lot of things took a toll on me. And at that moment, I really was scared of what to do. I didn't have any other choice. Like, I went ahead and said, you know what, I can't take this anymore. At this moment, I was staying with one of my best friends at this time. And I was like, you know what, forget it. I had nothing to lose. Shopify has a 14-day free trial, and I'm gonna give this 14 days. And it was crazy. But it's just so crazy how people are sent, people are sent to you or gravitate to you, or what you need from them or what they need from you. It's like a magnetic field, because out of nowhere, people were coming to me needing their hair done, wanting bundles, and just like inquiring. One of my very first clients was my friend Shaquelle. She was the very first person I did a frontal on. She was the very first person that bought bundles from me. She literally I just was like, great. So she doesn't even understand how much that alone took me to point B, where my next client, I had to do my other cousin's hair, and then I had to do this person's hair. So it just was a domino effect of all these people who just started coming to me, not only wanting to buy my products, but also need to get their hair done. But everything hit a rock solid, because at this moment, like I said, I'm still homeless. I still got all these personal things going on. So I ended up having to go stay on an 18-wheeler truck with my fiance. I had to end up pretty much putting the money that I could make on pause, just so I could pretty much have somewhere to be. It was so crazy. So fast forward. Okay, so then I'm like, you know what, I still got to keep this online business going, this and the other. So I'm like, okay, cool, let me get some brand ambassadors, because I'm not going to be able to create my content, but I can pay them to create my content. Every order that they get in, then that's how it's going to go. But I can't even ship them out products, because I'm never home to ship them out products, because I'm always on this truck. And the truck was going every 2 weeks. We were gone for 2 weeks at a time, and we would come home for like 2 days, and we would stay at a hotel, and we would do it back over. And I used to try to get as much as I can done in those 2 days, but you never know what day you were going to come in. And it was just such, like, it was so rough. It was really like it was like the most stagnant moment of my life. But that was the moment that I really thought about what I was going to do, how I was going to move, how I was going to brand myself. Because sometimes, God sits you down and says, listen, here's what I need you to do. Sometimes he needs to put you in a position where you're going to listen. So while everybody's over here quarantined and chilling, please listen to where it is that you're supposed to go and how it is that you're supposed to move from this point. You know what I'm saying? You need to know how to move from this point. So I was like, all right, cool. Get some brand ambassadors, do this, that, and the other. So I'm trying to like figure this out as much as I can, but it's not much that I could really do for my company until I could sit still. One of the weekends that I came to see one of my teachers, and she was dating one of the students prior. You know what I'm saying? So I went to go see them or whatever. So I was like, because her and the guy had just opened up a shop. So I was like, let me just go see what they got going on, this, that, and the other. So shouts out to RG Cuts. But I went to go see them. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing, blah, 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 da, 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 da. It just looked so good. Like, it was just, but I was like, I know I could do, like, I know that I could do this. Like, not that, but I seen other suites in there, and I was like, I know I could do this, right? So I was like, okay, cool. I seen a suite that was not ready yet, and I was like, I need this suite. I need the suite. And she was like, okay, cool, it's this amount of money. And I was like, that's it? She was like, yeah. I was like, I want it. She was like, well, all you gotta do is make the deposit and do this, that, and the other. So I was like, all right, cool. So me and Sarah really went out to the car, and we sat there and we talked about it. And I was like, I really want to do this because I know what I'm capable of. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm capable of. You're talking about somebody who really, before all of this even happened, before being homeless, before being pregnant, anything else like that, you're talking about a person that they used to invite me out or ask me to promote at different places or lounges and restaurants and stuff like that, and host networking events because they know that I had a turnout. They know that I brought personality. They know what, they knew my potential pretty much. So they seen in me what I also saw in myself, but sometimes they saw greater. But I was like, I know what I'm capable of. I know I can make this shop happen. I know I can bring some girls in. I know I can do this, that, and the other. I know I can. So guess what? I did. So we ended up spending our last money. Like, that was it. And it was only one income coming in. It was Terrell's income. That was the only income that was stable because we stayed on the truck. But every weekend I would come home. Sometimes I would have to do somebody's hair. So I would come home and maybe I have to do it somewhere. I'll come home, maybe I got to do somebody's braids. So I was literally like just still trying to work any little way that I could until I couldn't work no more. So we was upstairs at the building that I'm at now. So we were upstairs and I had put the tile down on the floor. I painted the walls of the shop. I remember like being in a situation where I didn't even have like the right tools to do certain things. So everything, it was literally a learning experience. Like, I had maybe like 3 or 4 stylists. I had Crown by Natalie Ray. I had Bella Beauty. I had Justin Atlanta Braider. I had, who else? I had, oh my God, I'm forgetting people. I had this one girl, y'all, I had to call the police on her, but I'm gonna tell y'all that another day. Then I had another girl, she had pink hair. I had her in there, and then I had another makeup orders that came in there after I moved to the second location. I moved to the second location because the first location upstairs had some type of maintenance issues that was going on, so they had to move to the second location, and I was kind of exhausted at that point, and I knew what I was trying to do as well. Like, I had to also get back to the drawing board. So sometimes you'll take a couple steps forward, then you may have to take like 2 or 3 steps back just to go 10 more steps forward. You get what I'm saying? So sometimes it's okay to downsize to upgrade back up, okay? Don't ever think that, you know, shit's sweet. It's never sweet. So always prepare, always be on your game, okay? And I'm gonna get to that part in another day too. So I went ahead, fast forward. All right, sorry y'all, my client had to let me know she was almost here. All right, so back to it. So fast forward, so I took a couple steps back. I started back doing hair at home. I started saving so much money because I did not have nothing to worry about as far as my daughter or anything else like that. So I was just doing everything at home until a situation occurred, and I was like, no, I'm never doing hair at home again. And I'll tell y'all that another day too. That's a different story time. So something happened at home. I was like, never doing hair at home again. Gotta go back. So I gave myself, I gave myself some time though, because I was about to start my tour. My very first tour, the first beauty show I was ever gonna do was gonna be Brown & Brothers. And that was a big step because I was scared. I did not want Bronner Brothers to be my first show, and I wanted my very first show to be something small. And then I found out Bronner Brothers was not going to be in Atlanta, it was going to be in New Orleans. So that was a lot for me to take in, because I was like, oh my God, why do I always have to, when I do step, why am I forced to step up like that? Why am I forced to step so freaking big? That was so scary to me. But anyway, I found some girls to come with me to Bronner Brothers. Anyway, Bronner Brothers happened. That was crazy, you guys. Bronner Brothers is a whole story on a whole nother different day. But Bronner Brothers happened, and we did pretty good on Bronner Brothers. I sold out of all my products, and I broke a lot of deals.
They ain't with us. We just got a bunch of trash left. We gone.
Deals. I teach everybody break deals, because especially from small businesses, like, brand recognition is key to everything. Like, you need them to know who you are first before they even try to invest in you. So I really did that in Bronner Brothers New Orleans. After I did Bronner Brothers New Orleans, a month later I did the Toledo show. Toledo show was the most shocking experience ever, because for that show to be where it's at, or to be hyped, or I had hyped the show way bigger than it was. Toledo was the downturn of the tour, because when you flip, you got to keep flipping. You got to keep the money flipping. And when I flipped the Toledo, when I took the money to put in the booth, then to put in the actual show, when I did that show, it was not what I expected at all. I did not profit from that show. I lost a couple of thousand from that show.
Sam!
And that was really a down point in my business, because I had another show that I had planned on doing, but I didn't have enough to flip it there. And so because I didn't have enough to flip it there, of course I still have day-to-day life. I still got to pay for this, still got to pay for that. Oh my God, it was the worst ever. So I was going through so much with that situation. Then I was going through so much with my family. It was ridiculous. I had to just go take a vacation. But I was like, in order for me to take a vacation, I know I gotta hustle up something. So I was like, okay, cool. I'm finna hit up Gifted Hands, be like, hey sis, I need to, work at your suite for maybe like a day or whatever, just so I can, get up some money real quick. She was like, all right, cool. So I hit up Gifted Hands, did that. That day I made like $500 that I did, and I wanted to see if I still had it, because I hadn't taken a client pretty much that entire year, and this was at this moment May. So I was like, can I even still do this? Instagram works. You can make money off of Instagram. So I get my clients back up, did some models again, got that $500 that day. Well, me and my family went to Myrtle Beach. So I could take a breather, so I could mentally reset. I just needed water. I need to be by the sun, by the beach. So I went to Myrtle Beach, mentally reset for that, then turned around and was like, okay, what am I gonna do? The same day I was out there at Myrtle Beach, I was like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So I was like, the only choice I have left is to get my shot back again, or get a shot back again, so that I can really go back to hustle, go back to getting everybody there. I was still at this moment just now starting to really generate money online the way I really wanted to. So I was really gaining that type of audience. So I really was excited about starting over. But I had a dream before all of this, that I was talking to the owner, and he showed me the suite, and he told me how much it was. So when he saw me come work at the shop, he was like, hey, you coming back to get a suite? And the whole dream played out in real life. So when he told me the price, this, that, and the other, I told him I had him. That weekend at Myrtle Beach, the last day that I was there, I sent him a text message, sent him the deposit, and did everything to get the suite. That same week, I also found out one of our close friends from high school passed away. It was so crazy, because I was walking in the door, and ever since that day, I just never felt the same. Like, just that. Mentally, it was crazy. So, yeah. So, therefore, I just went ahead, started this suite up, and did the next Bronner Brothers. That Bronner Brothers back here in Atlanta wasn't as big as Bronner Brothers in New Orleans. I guess because New Orleans just turned, you know? So it wasn't as big, but it was still all right. So I still decided to remain afloat, and now I'm here. So now I have a lot more stuff coming up, a lot more stuff planned, a lot more stuff, you know, to really profit from, and a lot more stuff to teach people. Now I coach people on how to start their business and how to brand their business and how to sell. Now I sell my own products online. I'm now about to put my products in Kay's Boutique. I am about to get this place back together. Like, so it's a lot of things that I have in store. So a lot of announcements are coming soon, and yeah. So that's pretty much how I started my business. How did you start yours? Leave a comment below. Make a video, tag me in it. Did this video inspired you? Comment below. But I just want to let every business owner know that you're going to have your ups, you're going to have your downs. But it's your mindset that is going to need to stay on a flat line of focus, that none of the ups and the downs will distract you from the main goal. Because sometimes you'll get so hyped about an up but lose focus of where you're really trying to go. And sometimes you'll get so beat up about a down that you will still lose focus of where you're trying to go. So you really want to just remain focused, remain in a positive mindset at all times, surround yourself with positivity, cleanse your air, cleanse your energy, and make you some money. Bye, you guys. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys so much for keeping me company today. Subscribe below, and